What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Fight Night MMA.
Makhachev is so good. He's good that he head kicked Alexander Volkanovski in the rematch. He submits everybody. He submitted Dustin Poirier. He's a monster. When he gets guys on the ground, he just crushes them.
Do you believe he might be able to stop Islam going up to this weight class?
JDM, stop him now. I mean, look, JDM's boxing and pressure that he can do, incredible. So I definitely can get a finish.
All right, favorite team?
Islam's great. Him moving up, I still think he's a nightmare for a lot of the people in the division, but I think JDM can do it.
Hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt.
Islam Makhachev is set to face Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322, and fans are excited for the showdown. While many expect a close fight, Makhachev is focused on making it look easy. His intense training has already caught Joe Rogan's attention, who seems impressed by his preparation. Joe Rogan admires how much Islam Makhachev's striking has improved, noting that it has become a genuine weapon instead of just a way to set up takedowns. He often uses Makhachev's head kick knockout over Alexander Volkanovski as an example of his precision and intelligence in the cage. Rogan also believes Volkanovski made a risky move by taking that rematch without proper preparation, since Makhachev is the kind of fighter who punishes any mistake.
Yeah. You know, like Islam's huge.
Yeah.
He's big, dude.
Yeah.
When I interview him in the cage afterwards, I'm always like, how?
Really?
How are you 155?
Yeah.
How?
I know.
How?
I know.
He's thick as f. He's got a giant back.
Yeah.
And when he gets a hold of guys, it's like he's just got this leverage, this grappling squeeze that...
Joe Rogan praised the evolution of Islam Makhachev's striking, calling it a real threat rather than just a setup for his wrestling. He highlighted the head kick knockout of Alexander Volkanovski as proof of Islam's high fight IQ and well-rounded game. Rogan added that he wouldn't have recommended Volk take the rematch on short notice, saying Islam is simply too sharp and dangerous to face without a full camp.
And he's also, his striking has leveled up significantly. Like his striking is much, much better than it was when he was younger. He's a threat everywhere. Like when he knocked out Volk with that high kick.
Yeah,
And
that was
crazy. But granted, if I was in
10
Volk's
days.
corner, I would say, no.
I know.
You're not taking it. You've been drinking beer and eating kebabs. Like there's no way you're taking this fight on 10 days notice. I don't care how confident you are. I don't care how much you like fighting. That's a crazy thing. I don't care how much money they're paying you. Because you look at the slide that his career took, right? He arguably won that first fight with Islam. Very close fight, loses a decision.
Merab Dvalishvili believes Islam Makhachev has what it takes to capture another championship when he faces Jack Della Maddalena. He respects JDM's striking ability, but views Makhachev as the more strategic and adaptable fighter. Merab thinks Islam will learn from how Bilal Muhammad handled JDM and use that knowledge to his advantage. Even though he expects a tough challenge, he's confident Makhachev will find a way to claim the second title.
You mentioned Islam. He's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down. So, and also we all see the JDM Bilal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible. It's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
Alexander Volkanovski believes Jack Della Maddalena poses serious problems for Islam Makhachev. He points out that JDM's sharp focus and dangerous style make him a tough matchup for almost anyone at welterweight. Although he knows Makhachev is putting in the work, Volkanovski feels Della Maddalena has the tools to pull off something special.
JDM is getting ready for Islam Makhachev. How dangerous is he for Islam?
So he's going to be an absolute nightmare. You've got Bilal, who's a wrestler. Look how we handle that. And you know he's a beast on the feet. Islam's not taking this one lightly. Him moving up, I still think he's a nightmare for a lot of the people in the division, but I think JDM can do it.
Israel Adesanya feels Jack Della Maddalena has a real shot at beating Islam Makhachev. He thinks Jack's strength, size, and constant pressure could cause problems if he manages to keep the fight on the feet. Adesanya expects that Makhachev might struggle to maintain his rhythm once JDM starts pushing the pace and denying takedowns.
I think Della is going to get it done. I feel from talking to Tim and also seeing Della, and also I've only sparred Della once, like not really hard crazy, but and I didn't try and take him down at all, but I've seen him at your gym sparring, and his scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's
even
good
watching him
scrambles.
with Bilal as well, and Gilbert Burns. His scrambles are crazy, and I feel Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts some things on him, he's like, oh, I'm not standing with this guy, I have to take him down. And then he tries, gets him down, and he gets back up, or he couldn't get him down, because he's a big dude. People don't realize how big Della is as well, and he's solid. So I really
Dense,
think,
man, just dense.
Dense, yeah. Like when I felt, like I said, we're sparring, and then it's just a weight behind it, and the way he throws it, the body banging, man, good.
Alexander Volkanovski agrees with that view, pointing out how Jack Della Maddalena stays composed and aggressive even when opponents try to drag him down. He believes Jack's recent wins over skilled grapplers have boosted his confidence, making him better prepared to deal with Makhachev's wrestling and pressure.
What I love about Jack Della and what he did with Bilal is he will, you get people that are worried about the takedown, so like, and then they don't fight their fight on the feet. I'm gonna fight my fight and worry about the takedown when it's there.
Exactly.
And that's perfect. You need to be like that. For me, like with Islam, was like, I'm gonna do my thing. Yeah, I'll be worried about it, but at the same time, find the shots to go in, boom, boom, boom. But I'll worry about the takedown when they're
Later
there. But
on,
I'll still
once you
commit to
realize
things.
you could handle it, then you were just like, I can handle it.
And the confidence Jack Della is going to have now from getting through that, even though he's going to be confident. And then there's another one when you're successful with guys that are very dominant there. When you have the success there, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now you end up even that much better at takedown. And then he's going to do a lot. We're actually going to get a bit of training in and that as well. Like obviously he's going to do
over there.
Hey?
You going over there?
He'll probably come over here, or maybe we'll get we'll see. I might even go over there, whatever they want. I'm happy to do whatever.
Meanwhile, Jack Della Maddalena sees Islam Makhachev as a unique test, even though their grappling approaches share some similarities. He admits that Makhachev's mix of knockout power and submission skills makes him a tougher opponent than most. For Jack, this fight stands out as a true challenge, pushing him to train with extra focus and treat it as something special rather than routine.
Grappling's a bit better than Bilal's, but he gets hit a lot more than Bilal does. Does that give you confidence that you're going to be able to tag him a few times?
I mean, definitely, they're different fighters, different challenges. So yeah, obviously there's some similarities within like the grappling style, but yeah, I definitely look at Islam as a completely different challenge, different, more of a finishing ability, more powerful on the feet. So yeah, different challenge, and I'm excited for it.
Jack Della Maddalena thinks Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight might actually work in his favor. He doesn't believe the extra weight will slow Islam down and expects him to look stronger and more complete at 170 pounds. Jack predicts that this version of Makhachev could be even more dangerous than before, seeing the jump in weight as a possible advantage rather than a setback.
He's going to come up in weight, your weight class. Do you feel like that's going to slow him down a little bit?
It's hard to tell. Sometimes the weight cut will slow you down. So I expect the best Islam. I expect more filled out, stronger. I feel like it's going to be the best Islam Makhachev has been. So yeah, I think the weight will probably be better for him,
Jack Della Maddalena admits it's hard to know exactly what Islam Makhachev will do, but he expects the fight to start with striking before shifting to grappling. He anticipates Makhachev will waste no time testing his wrestling and trying to control the pace early. Based on Bilal Muhammad's approach, Jack believes Islam has learned that waiting too long to grapple could be costly, so he's preparing for takedown attempts right from the opening round.
Do you expect Islam to try and strike with you, or do you think that his game plan might try and take you down?
It's hard to expect anything, I definitely feel like he will test the feet, I think it's going to start on the feet and we'll go from there. But yeah, I think he's going to try and mix it up. I think he's going to probably try and get on the wrestling early, I'd imagine. Looking back on the Bilal fight, he probably sees that Bilal's mistake was maybe not getting on the wrestling early. So yeah, I expect in the first round we'll be getting to some, at least some grappling exchanges,
Moreover, Leon Edwards finds the Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena matchup tough to call. He notes that JDM's size and ability to scramble could pose real problems and wonders if Makhachev's strength will carry over at 170 pounds. For now, Leon feels the fight could go either way and that the weight jump adds an element of uncertainty.
What's your prediction for JDM and
Islam?
Makhachev?
I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know. I think JDM is good scrambling. He's a bigger guy. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Is Islam big enough? Is he going to be able to?
Let's see.
Tony Ferguson thinks Islam Makhachev will perform well at welterweight, noting that his track record at lightweight already speaks for itself. He sees the move as a calculated way to expand his legacy and take on new goals. However, Ferguson also hints that Makhachev might follow a similar path to Khabib by steering clear of certain opponents once he reaches the top.
I mean, Makhachev fought how many times at 55?
He defended it 4 times.
That's much more, you know what I mean? And he made weight, you know what I mean? So, I mean, when it goes into it and you have that, I think that's a smart move. When you go up, you're gonna try to build legacy. You're gonna do certain things like that, and he's gonna run like his cousin.
Tony Ferguson believes Islam Makhachev's performance at welterweight will largely come down to how he handles his weight management. He advises Makhachev to maintain a natural range near 170 pounds instead of putting his body through extreme cuts. From his perspective, Makhachev's grappling is faster and more refined than Khabib's, and he expects those qualities to serve him well against Jack Della Maddalena in their upcoming fight.
You also fought at 170, so how do you think Islam will do when he fights JDM for that 170 belt?
Okay, so the best advice is to be able to walk around at that weight. The big cut going to 155 is bad. I mean, if you're able to, because even mine when I went to Dubai, like I cut from 70 something to like 64 and a half. I overdid it, wasn't paying attention. I should have took a fucking IV. I was sick of shit. If you're not having somebody monitor your weight and you're doing that and you're fluctuating, you're going to develop like a harder time to keep that weight and like put more weight on after it. But Makhachev's, I'm going to tell you, somebody was telling me, who do you think's a better wrestler? Was it Makhachev or was it Khabib? And I think Makhachev is a better grappler, honestly. I think he's a little bit faster. I think with Khabib, I think he's just a little bit more, not timid of the freestyle that Makhachev presents, but I think Makhachev, he's not going to do so bad at 170. I think he'll be all right.
Meanwhile, Johnny Walker thinks Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight is an exciting step in his career. He praises Makhachev's toughness and technical ability, saying those traits should carry him through the new challenges ahead. While Walker admits the opponents at 170 pounds are bigger and hit harder, he's confident Islam has the skill and mindset to adjust and thrive.
He's going to be moving up to 170 from 155 to fight JDM for that title. Who do you favor in that fight?
I think Islam. Yeah, he's been a really tough fight and incredible technique for the last all his career, and I believe he still can get it. But as I said, it's a new division, new body type, new power, everything. He's moving up. It's a big testing for him, but I believe he can do good too.
Jack Hermanson points out that switching weight classes always brings questions, even for someone as dominant as Islam Makhachev. He believes Makhachev's control at lightweight might not fully translate to welterweight. Although he respects Jack Della Madalena's victory over Bilal Muhammad, Hermanson feels it's still too early to rank him alongside the top fighters in the division.
Yeah, it's so hard because you never know when people are changing weight classes. But in lightweight, Islam looks like unbeatable. It's just like maybe the pound for pound best. He's just so insanely good. But can he do it in a weight class above? I'm not sure. Really hard to predict a fight like that. I think I still have to say Islam.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. We need to see a few more fights with Jack. He looked amazing against Bilal, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's something about Islam is just so good.
Renato Moicano views the fight between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena as a balanced matchup. He recognizes Makhachev's dominance at lightweight, but believes the jump to welterweight changes things. Moicano feels Islam will need time to adjust to the size and power of larger fighters, which is why he sees this bout as evenly matched instead of one-sided.
So Islam versus JDM.
I think they probably should be even, because even though Islam is a good grappler, he's big for 155. He's moving to 170. We never know, I think he needs to take some time to work on to gain weight, to gain power, to gain strength. So that's why the odds are even, and I think they should be even.
Eric Anders backs Islam Makhachev to get the job done against Jack Della Maddalena. He respects JDM's sharp boxing, but believes Makhachev's relentless wrestling will be the difference maker. Anders expects Islam to pressure early with takedowns rather than stand and trade, a game plan he feels will lead to a clear win.
I'm gonna go Islam. I really like Jack. I think he's like a superb fighter, you know, especially with his boxing and whatnot. He could catch Islam, but yeah, you know, he's clearly a much better wrestler than Bilal, and will actively seek the takedowns instead of just trying to stand and bang with him. So I think that Islam will get him.
Meanwhile, Dan Hooker thinks the UFC carefully put together the matchup between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. He suspects Makhachev's camp saw something they could use to their advantage, but admits it's a major test for Jack. Even so, Hooker believes Della Maddalena's size and power could make the difference, giving him a slight edge in the fight.
Pretty confident stylistically with that Jack Della fight. They've kind of gone out of their way to chase that fight down. So they obviously see something. I feel like it'll be close, but yeah, that's a big step up. Jack Della's a pretty big boy.
Yeah. Do you think Islam can get past him?
He's obviously got like I feel like he's got a chance, but I feel like that fight leans towards Jack Della.
Moreover, after his fight announcement, Dan Hooker didn't hold back when talking about Arman Tsarukyan, promising a heated fight when they meet. He admitted there's no mutual respect between them and said he intends to bring the pressure from the start, even joking about aiming to knock Tsarukyan out with a head kick. Hooker mentioned that Tsarukyan's trash talk won't bother him, but the bad blood between them will make the whole build-up even more entertaining.
I could not like him. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try and kick his head off. I'm going to try. It makes no difference to me. It's more exciting for the fans, obviously, with the build-up and the tension and stuff like that. He's a bit of a donkey with his words. He's not going to say anything really interesting, or to say anything to try to piss me off would be very difficult. But yeah, it'll be exciting for the fans, for the press conference and getting in each other's faces and that. Because, yeah, I think there's a lot of animosity there. I don't like the way...
Dan Hooker doesn't hide his dislike for Arman Tsarukyan now that their fight is official. He's made it clear there's no respect between them and says he's looking forward to landing a big elbow once they step into the cage. The rivalry seems to fuel his motivation, making him even more fired up for the showdown.
I don't like his face. I don't like that his face is attached to his body, and I would love to separate the two. I don't like the bloke. I don't know anything about him, but I hate everything he stands for. Can't wait to elbow him in the nose.
Dan Hooker warns that things could get physical if Arman Tsarukyan tries to get too close before the fight. He admits the tension between them is serious and says it's up to the UFC to keep them apart to avoid any pre-fight chaos. Hooker just wants to make sure nothing jeopardizes the matchup before they settle it inside the cage.
If he comes in arm's range of me, like, I'm gonna hit him. That's the long and short of it, and the fight's gonna be off. Like, I don't care about that. That's what I'm saying. If you put me near the guy, the fight, and I feel like he feels the exact same way. If you put me near the guy, I'm gonna try and hit him and throw shit at him and him off. Yeah. That's not really my concern. The UFC wants this fight to happen, so I feel like it's on them to keep us away from each other. There's guys that do it for show.
On the other hand, Arman Tsarukyan expressed confidence about making his return later in the year, mentioning that he had already discussed possible fights with Dana White. He revealed that the UFC was eyeing locations like Abu Dhabi or Qatar for his next bout, with Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, and Paddy Pimblett among the potential names. Tsarukyan admitted that out of all the options, facing Paddy was the matchup he was most eager to get.
А я уже давно не дрался, и я думаю, что мне нужно будет подраться вот в октябре-ноябре. И я разговаривал с боссом вчера. Они сказали, что, может быть, организуют бой с кем-нибудь.
В Абу-Даби.
В Абу-Даби, либо в
Катаре. Это очень круто было бы.
Либо в Катаре.
В Катаре хотят?
Да, в Катаре турнир хотят. Может быть, Гейджи, может быть, Хукер, может быть,
Слушай, а ты кого сам бы предпочел бы из этого списка?
Эдди.
По идее. Но по идее нацели на Илью тоже, как и ты.
Выход на Илью можно через этот бой. Да, аккуратно выйти, топором нокаутировать, идти дальше.
Arman Tsarukyan expressed that his goal was a title fight, but said he would take a bout against another top contender if Ilia Topuria wasn't ready, as long as it led to a guaranteed shot at the belt. He singled out Justin Gaethje as his preferred opponent, believing a victory there would solidify his claim to the championship. While he acknowledged Dan Hooker as another option, Tsarukyan stressed that the UFC shouldn't prioritize a Paddy Pimblett versus Topuria fight over his opportunity. That's a wrap for today's video. What do you think about this epic showdown between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev? Share your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other content for more exciting MMA coverage.